Okay, hello guys, welcome to this particular video, and it's so nice to have you around today because we are going to be discussing something very crucial, very urgent, very important. All right, I'm talking about the 0x01 GIT project. Okay, so by the way, kindly like and subscribe to this channel to keep us motivated. Okay, so basically for the requirements, you have to go through this. We will have a readme file at the root of the ls precourse repo containing a description of the repository. Then another readme file at the root of the folder 0x01 git. Okay, you can look through the other information. Of course, these ones you can read out. But basically, I will be showing you step by step how to go through this project, how to create a repo on GitHub, create an access token, update the profile on the intranet, and basically create the first repository, which is step 3. And after creating the first repository, then we will then move on to clone, to open the Sandbox, step 4, clone, step 5, then create the readme and push the modifications. Then just like that, we'll be taking it one step at a time, one step at a time. So that's what we are going to be doing in this project. And I hope you are ready to go all in, because we are getting started right about now. So let me just split the screen. All right. So basically, this is GitHub. I already have created a GitHub account for this, and you should do that too. All right. Just go to github.com. Go to sign up and you create an account, input a password, then you have a GitHub account. So basically what I'll be doing now as I move down is, of course, like I said, you should have an account in GitHub by now. All right. If you don't know how, then this tutorial here will guide. I'm not going to be talking about that in this video. So the next is to create a personal access token on GitHub. So creating a personal access token on GitHub, what we need to do is to come here. Okay, let me just go back. Just hold on. It's throwing some. Okay, to create a personal access token, that's step 1. You will come here, click here. By the way, I have a complete video on how to do this. So I'll just throw more light on this. I'll leave the link to that video in the description of this video. So go to settings. All right. The full description of that will be the link of this video. Settings. Developers, come down to the last item here, developer setting, click on it, and then you come to personal access token, token classic token, then generate new token. So that's what you do. Once you come here, click on generate new token. It's going to, you feel it. But after doing that, you click on create and you have a personal access token. Why I'm doing this, because I already have a full tutorial on how to do that. All right, so you can go through that. But this step here should be of help. All right. So the next thing we are going to be doing right now here, according to the requirements. After we create our personal access token, which I've already created for this account, then the next thing, our personal access token, of course, will look like this, like what they have here. So the next thing I'll be doing right now, okay, step 2, update your profile on the intranet. Okay, but that's, of course, the intranet, you just update that. I think that's basic. So create your first repository. That's step 3. Create your first repository using the graphics interface on the GitHub website, create your first repository. So what they want us to do is to we are going to head to GitHub. We're going to head to GitHub, all right, to create our repository, okay? I'm going to come here. You see this plus icon? I'm going to click on it, all right? You can see new repository. So you click on new repository, all right. So it's loading. So let's see what they want us to create, and if peradventure they want us to name it, they gave us a name to create that repository. Okay, right about now you have a name for your repository here, and that is ALS Precourse. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to copy the name here. I'll just copy it and come here, and I'll paste that here, paste, all right? So this is available, all right? This is available. So after putting in that, they gave us a description to put here also. You see this description, it's optional, but they gave us something to put here. So again, I'm going to come here and copy the description. Copy and put it there, because that's what I'm expected to put. So after I've done that, yes, then the next thing is to come down. So come down here. Okay, let me expand this. After I put in that description, there is no, I don't have to add a readme. I'll do that in the command line interface, in the web term. So no git ignore, no license, no readme here. So after just put in the description, you click on create repository. All right, that's the next thing you do. Click on create repository. All right, our repository has been created. Let me prove that to you here. This is the link to our created repository. Hope you can see that clearly. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'll go ahead and copy this link. All right, copy this link, because later on there will be a time where we have to clone this repository. By cloning is just a way of, I am trying to get, this is on GitHub. All right, this is a remote, I call it a remote server. All right, what I will be doing by cloning, I'll pull what I have in the remote server into my local machine, into my local computer. That's what cloning is all about. Okay, so I'll copy this link. Okay, maybe you have a notepad or somewhere, and just come there and paste. You paste that link there. All right. Let me remove this. I don't need this. This is the token I created for that account. So I'll paste. Yes, these are what we need to clone. Then we add some things later. So let me just restore this down. Okay, so I have done this. I've created a repository on GitHub. So let's see what next. Let's see the next step. So let's see if we have done public repo. We have shown that. All right, no readme, yes. When we are creating no.git ignore or license, yes, we did exactly as we were told. Okay, so after that, then they want us to open the Sandbox on the intranet. Get a Sandbox. Then once the content is click on web terminal, web term, to open a shell where you can start work from. Okay, so let us do that. Are you ready? So we're going to do that here. So I come here, want to get a terminal, go to Sandbox, I click on Sandbox, web term, I click on web term. All right, so you see, just as simple as that, we have gotten a terminal. All right, we have gotten a terminal. So have we done that? Let's just follow through step by step to see what is expected. So have we done that? So what are they expecting us to do next? So we have done step 4. So going to step 5, they want us to clone the repository. Step 5 is clone your repository. On the web 10 of the Sandbox, do the following: clone your repository, and using git clone http// all right, So I'm going to show all of that to you. And after, what is going to prove that we have done that correctly when it displays cloning into ALS precoce warning you appear to have cloned an empty repository. So that is what we are going to do right now. All of that steps are there for us to follow. So let me do that right about now. So once we are here, okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to clone that repository. But first, let's be sure, just type cd root to be sure you are in the root directory. All right, so that has been settled. I'm very certain I'm in the root directory. So the next thing I'm going to do, I think this is old enough, but maybe okay, better now. The next thing I'm going to do is to clone my repo. So how do I clone that repository I created on GitHub? So here you have two things. One, this is your personal access token, or mine. Of course, you created yours like I guided you through. Then this is the link from GitHub, the link of the repository you created on GitHub. The link we copied, I pasted it here. So what you just need to do, you come here, you have https://. So after the slash, I'm going to put, before github.com, I'm going to push, I'll hold my shift, press, I'll put @ all right? Then I'll take the cursor back, copy this, copy my access token. Why am I copying my access token? So that whenever we want to push to GitHub, to enable us clone what we have created, like I explained earlier, pull it into our local machine. So that's what we are going to be doing now. So I copy this, I come here, before the @ I put there, I click paste, I paste that in. So after you've done that, the next thing you are going to add is just come here, add git clone. I just want us to have the full package here, git clone. All right, just add git clone. That's what you just need to add. Okay, so once you add git clone, you copy all of the commands you have here. Just copy everything, copy all of it. Then you can come back here. And paste everything you have. Just copy and paste it. All right, you see git clone, http, and all of that. So once I hit enter, you see cloning into ALS precoce. So you appear to have cloned an empty repository. Does that correlate with what they said you are going to get? Let's see, let's check. Remember what we have here? Like I told you earlier, if we cloned and yes, this is it. So you see the one they said this is what you are supposed to clone into the ALS precoce warning you appear to have cloned an empty. Exactly what we got, exactly what we are expected to get. All right, we got exactly what we are expected to get. Let me move this here. Okay, we got exactly what we expected to get. So the next thing we are going to be doing right now, is to come here and see what next. So after we've cloned, navigate to this new directory. Okay, navigate to this new directory. So how do we navigate to the new directory? We cloned ALS precoce into our local machine. So to navigate, what we are going to do, we're going to say cd. First, let's see if we have that repository we cloned. If I ls to list files and directory. Hope you can see that. ALS precourse is here. It's here. So let me just copy it. It's here. So since we cloned it successfully, I'm going to do CD and navigate into that CD. CD stands for change directory. So once I hit enter, you see we are inside the ALS precourse directory that I cloned. All right. If I try listing, you see that it's empty, nothing is inside there. So they want us to create a README file with the content my first README. They want us to create the README file with the content my first README. All right. That is what they want us to do. But by the way, before, we are supposed to have 2 README in this project. Let me just guide you back to the general requirement. Back to the general requirement, we're supposed to have one, a README at the root of the ALS precourse repo. Can you see that here? And a second README at the folder 0x01.2. So that is what we are going to do right about now. So here, let's create a README file. Can we do that? So I'm going to use VI to do this. You can use Emacs. I'm a VI fan, so maybe you could go with me. So VI README.md. All right. So once I hit enter, it takes me into the VI terminal. So what is supposed to be the content of this README file? Everything. They said it here. Create the file readme.md with the content my first README. So once I'm here, I'm in the readme.md file. So for me to type anything here, if I type now, it will not show. I have to hit insert. So insert. Press I, you enter the insert mode. So since I'm here, I'm going to type what's my first README. My first README. So that's what they want me to put inside this readme.md. Once I'm done, you press escape. You see, it is out of the insert mode. Cannot type again now. So the next thing, I'm going to save what I have and quit the VI terminal. So I hold Control. See, say Control Shift column, then WQ. It's called write and quit. But what it's doing is saving the content of this file and quitting, exiting VI. So if I hit enter, you see, and if I list now, you are going to see that there's a README file. All right. I believe you understand that. All right. So there's a README file here. There's a README file. So what is the content? What is inside the content of my README? I can do cat readme.md. So if I cut the file, you see the content is this, which is same as what they got here. So we are moving, making progress. I'm so excited. So let's just move on with this. So after doing that, said update your identity. That is the next thing we are going to do now. From the requirement, step by step, we are following the process. So git config. So we are going to update our identity. Why? Because GitHub need to know who is pushing the username and the email address. It's very important to push to GitHub. All right, so that's what we are going to be doing now. So after you have done all of this, the next thing you are expected to do is to do git config to configure your GitHub with this computer. So anytime you are pushing, it's going to push direct to the remote. So git config, git config -- global user .email. So you put in a double quote, I'm going to just type in my email. You are going to put in yours. Okay? You are going to type in yours. Alright. Git config -- global user.email. You put in the username, the email. Okay, git config. Okay. Let me do that again. Let me just do that again. Just going to copy it. There is a little error there. Git config -- global. So after the -- there's no space after that. So I go back. Okay, if I hit enter now, all right. So it has configured the email address. So I'll just go ahead to configure my name like you have here, git config user.name. So I'll do that right about now. Git config -- global user.name. So I'm going to put in the GitHub name of this account. All right, the GitHub name. So that's what you're going to write. So after that, you put your double quote, and I'm going to write the GitHub. Make sure you follow, and make sure that you spell each word correctly. If not, it's going to throw an error, believe me. So after doing that, so once you type that in, then you go ahead and hit enter. All right. So we have updated our identity. All right. So anytime we are pushing now, it's going to push directly to the remote. Get that? So what is the next thing we are supposed to do here? What is the next thing we are supposed to do here? Look at it here. They gave us a step to follow. Add this new file to Git, commit the changes with the message my first commit, and push to the remote server / origin. So that's what we're going to be doing right about now. So I come here. I'm following step by step what is here, right? I hope you follow through. So what we have created, so I will do git add dot help add everything, the content of what you created so far. But if you want to add a specific file, maybe your file is called file 1, you can do git add file 1. But what I want to do right now is to add everything. So I'm going to use git add dot. I hope that is clear. All right. So git add dot, I click enter. All right. Then what I have just done is that Git have added those files into as track files that Git is supposed to track. It has added them to the track files. So the next thing, we are going to commit those track files. So what commit with what? My first commit. So you can just pick it from here. So git commit, and the commit message is my first file. So all right, so if I hit enter, you see my first commit -- which is exactly what I have here. So have we done that, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to push. So I'm going to do git push. So git push, if I hit enter, you see? Exactly the same thing you have here. Alright? It has pushed successfully to the remote repository, to a remote server rather. So I have done that. So good job to you too. Say good job here. So good job to you too. Together, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is not all. We need to get the other tasks done. Alright? So after that, we come here. You pushed your first file in the first repository of the first task of your first ALS project. So you can now check your repository on GitHub to see everything is good. All right. So if I come here and I refresh, so you can see that what I typed, everything is in place here. All right. You see, I only have the README file, and the content is my first README, exactly as I did it on the command line interface. Okay, so I believe we are right on track. So please keep following as every task here will be done. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's very important to keep us motivated. Okay, so what's the next thing? What do we do next? So after we have done all of this, so we can now check. So let's do that. Let's run our checker. All right, check your code or start a new test. Start a new test. Sorry, let me see what's happening. Just hold on. Supposed to check done what you're supposed to. Okay, let's check now. I believe that we have resolved the error. Start a new test. Alright, so you can see it has ticked correctly. Okay, it's checked correctly. So I'll close this. We are done with that task. So I'll move to the next one. The next one says repo session, create a new directory called 0x01 git in your ALS precourse repo. Make sure you include a no-empty readme in your directory. So that's what we are going to be doing right now. This time, we are not going to be doing it on GitHub. We are going to be doing it on our command line interface. All right? I believe you understand what I meant by that. So I'll come here, and what I will do is create a new directory called 0x01 git in your ALS precourse repo. So I am in my ALS precourse repo right now. This is it. So I'm going to create a directory. How do you create a directory? You know that, right? mkdir, which stands for make directory. And what is the directory name? 0x01 git. So I'll just copy it from here, copy, and come back here, and I'll paste it in. Make directory mkdir 0x01-git. So hit enter, and that will create. So let me prove it to you that we have created the directory. You want to see that? If I list ls, you see 0x01 git is here created. All right. So we've done that. So make sure you include a non-empty readme.md in your directory. So how do we create a non-empty read? We've created a readme before now. All right. So first, before we do that, we have to navigate into the directory we created now. So what is that directory? So to do that, I'll do cd and I'll paste 0x01. Okay. So we want to now see the change directory into the 0x01 git directory. So if I hit enter, you see we have entered into 0x01, and it's an empty directory. Let me prove that to you. If I list, you see return, because there's nothing inside the 0x01 git directory. So what do they want us to do now? Here they want us to create a readme file that is not empty. So I believe you understood how we created a readme before by doing vi readme.md. So if I hit enter, it's going to take me to vi terminal, and it's a command. For me to be able to type, I have to click on insert. So if I click on insert, you see insert here, that means it's on the insert mode. I cannot type anything I want to type here. So what do we want to put here? Just make sure it is not empty. Even if I type a letter here, that will suffice. All right. So, but I don't want to type. Let me just make a sentence, and that will be it. So, let me say created. Oh, sorry, I'm missing stuff. Created a new directory. Please spare me, type is difficult, so let me just pick it from here. I like just pick it in and moving on. So I pick that, and if I paste it here, all right, so created a new directory called that. So that will suffice. So let me just hold on. Yeah, let's record. So let's just have this inside. All right, so we have created that. Okay, ALS record. So we have created that. So this content is okay. So we just escape. We have left insert mode. Shift. You tap colon WQ. Save and quit. Right quit. It means literally saving and quitting. So if I hit enter. All right, so we have created a readme.md file at the root of the directory. So I would make sure you commit your changes to GitHub, otherwise the checker will always fail. So what they want us to do is to do git add, git commit, my -m, commit message. What do you want us to commit with? Update is fine. Update. All right. So we push, git push. Yes. All right. So that has been done rightly, and I'm certain that our checker will not disappoint us. So let's do this right now. Are you with me? All right. Let's check. You see, it's checked correctly. All right. So by the way, this video, let me stop here. I'll continue this project in the next video. So watch out for the next video.